Roll up, ladies and gentlemen, and prepare to bear witness to the marvellous magnificence which is the latest Virtual Stadium Tours video. Please remember to keep your hands and fingers off of the screen at all times to avoid impairing your viewing pleasure. Thank you very much for watching.
And so today we are taking a look around the BC Place. BC, I believe, stands for British Columbia, and it is the home arena of the Vancouver Whitecaps of the MLS and the BC Lions of the CFL. And as always for you, the first fact I have about this stadium is its overall capacity. And I can tell you now that although this stadium does have an overall capacity of around 54,500, when the Vancouver Whitecaps do play their home games in this arena, the capacity has dropped down to around 22,120. And that's because when they are playing their home soccer games or football, if you're European, they only use the bottom tier of this two-tiered stadium. So that's why the overall capacity drops so much for when it's a Whitecaps game. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to talk about the construction of this stadium. And the site was broken ground in April 1981, so that's when construction started, and the arena itself was actually opened in June 1983. So it took just over 2 years to build this arena at a cost of around 126 million US dollars, which in 2016, so in today's money, that will be around 275 to 280 million US dollars. And an interesting fact about this arena is that when it was opened, it was the world's largest air-supported dome stadium, and that it held that title until May 2010. And what that means is that when it was first opened, the arena had a somewhat inflatable roof, because the roof itself was air-supported, which means that there were no pillars, no supports holding it up. It was just supported by the air itself, which means it took incredibly clever designing to make sure the roof stayed up and didn't actually collapse in on itself. And that made this arena quite iconic, seeing as it had such an interesting roof. However, it was a rather inefficient roof compared to many other stadiums which have a solid roof or maybe even a retractable roof, which means in 2007 the roof was deflated, and then part of a regeneration project which took place in 2008, it was replaced with a movable roof. And seeing as I've already mentioned it, let's go straight into that renovation process now. As I've already stated, it happened in 2008, it actually started in May, and the official price of the complete revitalization project was around 514 million US dollars, but when the project was first announced in 2008, its initial budget was around 150 million US dollars. So in the 2 years to May 2010, it took the updates to take place, the cost of it actually rose by a huge amount. But other things that were put in place during the recovery include obviously the roof, as we've already mentioned. Many new revolvable doors were placed around the entrance and exits to the arena. The locker rooms were completely refurbished. There was a new turf laid, a synthetic turf called Polythene Lugaturf RS, which was actually at the time one of the most modern playing surfaces you could have around the world. That was installed. A huge scoreboard was installed, measuring about 68 by 38 feet, so absolutely massive, so you could see the scores at all times, and a new ribbon was put around. So if you've ever wondered what a ribbon is, if you see an arena, mostly in the US they have these, you have a complete line around the inside of the arena, of advertising hoardings, never broken. That's known as a ribbon, and often it's very high tech with LCD screens, which means that the advertisements can kind of spin on a rotation, so every company can have themselves advertised on those ribbons. But as well as the ribbon and the new screen, there was also improvements to the disabled access, there was new private suites put in, and the whole arena kind of just got a bit of a spruce up, really. So that's why it took 2 years and over 500 million US dollars to completely renovate the arena. And this was mainly so that it could host events at the 2010 Winter Paralympic Games, and of course gain a FIFA 2-star rated certification. and this was so that the Whitecaps could continue to play their home games in this arena, as well as this arena hosting many international football matches. And seeing as I've mentioned the international football matches, we may as well talk about that now, because the biggest event pretty much that's taken place in this arena in the world of football, or soccer if you're American, is the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup, in which this arena hosted 5 group stage matches, 2 round of 16 matches, 1 quarter-final match, and the final itself that was played between Japan and the United States. Anyway, that's all I've got time for you today, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching this Virtual Stadium Tours video. If you enjoyed it and would like to see every new video this channel uploads as soon as it uploads them to the interwebs, why don't you press the subscribe button down below this video right now. Goodbye.